How can you get to know people who have showed interest in your program, understand what's motivating them, and then be able to customize your messaging and what you include in that recruitment funnel, if you will, to match up with where people are at. So I like to use this Venn diagram just as a simple way to think about what motivates people to potentially join AmeriCorps and how that falls into three buckets. So self, we're thinking on the terms of things like maybe they have student loans and they're interested in that education award. Maybe they are on that career path trajectory and they're looking for specific experience that will help them either evaluate a specific career path or decide. Like my husband, for example, he did a fire corps and he was thinking about becoming a wildland firefighter. And so he specifically wanted to do this summer program, doing a fire corps, to find out if that was the for him. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. He really didn't like it. And that was still super helpful because he did it for just one summer instead of going down and investing tons of time and effort and money into a career path that would have been terrible for him. The next one would be the client. Now, the client, if you're working at something like state parks, it could be the environment. We have people, a lot of people who are passionate about protecting their natural environment. That, in this sense, is what I'm calling the client. Client could also be, you're working in schools, so they want to help the youth you're working with. I did my AmeriCorps service at senior services, so I wanted to help older adults who were homebound and, vulnerable seniors. So a lot of times people are drawn to a position and a specific agency program because of the client that they serve. They're very passionate about that specific person or issue, and that's really drawing them because they want to make a difference on that. And maybe they have a personal connection. My sister's a cancer survivor, so I've done a lot of volunteer work with different cancer organizations, and I have that very strong personal connection, which drives me to work on that issue. Finally, the last one would be your specific organization. This is, in many times, this is less common because particularly those of us who are from smaller programs that don't have big name recognition and big branding, we aren't, the members might not know a lot about our organization specifically when they come to first apply for it. If you're state parks, even like they might have grown up going to state parks, so maybe they do feel that personal connection to the larger organization of state parks. If you are a specific Reading Alliance program, or I served in a program called Youth in Action AmeriCorps. I knew nothing about that when I first joined. I didn't know anything about its legacy or what it stood for or its history or anything like that. So keep in mind that when candidates are coming to you, when potential applicants are coming to you, they're motivated by something, sometimes by multiple things. And then it's in your best interest to get to know them, find out what's motivating them. And then if you can, what you want to do is you'd like to be able to fill the gaps so that the person ends up nicely in the middle here of the Venn diagram, where over time, they feel like they have a vested interest for themselves. They're getting something out of it, skills, experience, education award, benefits, housing, whatever it is. They also are very motivated to serve that client. They know that they're going to make a difference on something they care about. And very importantly, they also believe in your organization. They're proud to serve with you specifically, your program. They get to know why you exist, why you do what you do, your history, etc. So most of the time, someone's going to come in from one of these, and then through your education, even in the recruitment process, before they join, you want to be educating them about the other, about why this client really would be worthy of their time and why they should be as passionate about it as you are, about the history of your organization. Does that make sense? And this is really what I believe is that retention starts at recruitment. And this is huge on retention because someone who is motivated by all three of these is going to be much more motivated to stick with it and stay in service. We also see a lot of conflict that happens when someone has one or two of these, but not all three. An example I love to give out is like parent volunteers at a school. If they are very motivated by the client, which is their child, then they might not see what's in it for them. They might even sort of be doing it as a martyr, like my child needs this, or the school my child go to, I feel so guilty, I feel like I should help. They don't necessarily see what the benefit is for them personally. And then they also might feel like they don't agree with how the school runs things. They're not sure that they like the way the teacher is managing the class. And I've seen so many times and heard so many stories about parent volunteers who are highly motivated by the client, but don't have either one of these, that end up undermining things. They might end up creating conflict at the site, at the school, and there becomes all these disagreements. So that can happen in any setting when someone has only one motivation, but not more than one.